Asylum Justin Belmar for Revolution News here at Nathan Phillips Square. Well, folks, today is Monday, April the 3rd, and well, of course, yes, the day of the official nomination is, well, here, taking place right now in Nathan Phillips Square. And well, of course, today also is the day where the mayoral by-election race will start. So, well, of course, here, folks, is that yes, you may see that from behind me, the sign, Chris Carr for mayor. Well, that is because Chris Carr supporters are here. I think there are over 50 right now, like 50 supporters that are here today, as in right now. But, well, of course, we're gonna see if the side of the crowd will be expanded. I.e., well, yes, we're gonna see if the size of Whisker supporters will be expanded even much more bigger, or it will shrink. Let's see how that thing will goes. Let's see if it's gonna get more bigger or it's gonna get smaller. We shall see about that here, folks, because for surely here is that yes, they are here to show their support for Chris Carr as he is officially running as mayor of Toronto. And not only that, yes, he announced this back in February 18 that he will be running to be the mayor of Toronto. But not only that here, folks, is that yes, we're gonna see that can happen if Chris Carr gets elected as the next mayor of Toronto. Because, well, of course, in order to run in this mayoral election, yes, by this mayoral by-election, in order to run in this race, you need to be a Canadian citizen and a legitimate voter. Not only that, you need 50 nomination signatures from people living in this city, which is Toronto. The flag. And just take a look at this sign here also, digital money equals slavery. While also you see multiple Chris Carr supporters here wearing t-shirt saying Chris Carr for mayor. But, well, obviously here, folks, is that yes, you're totally seeing here right now that not only that they're wearing t-shirts, but they have also this sign, Chris Carr for mayor sign. And as you may see in here, folks, yes. But not only that here, folks, yes, they're also giving out free t-shirts today. So
why don't they like Chris? Because it's a clean cut.
this is what is happening here right now, folks.
So we're all here today to support a man who has supported us. He's been one of the, if not the biggest voice in this movement. And right now, we know there is a war on our children. A war on our children. There are babies dying. There are children dying. There are children being indoctrinated. There are children being mutilated. This is a genocide. And we need to call a spade and stop sugarcoating what it is. The truth is hard, but it's pure. And this man has been speaking the truth since day one. I am a mother who has I am a mom who had to stay in an Australian quarantine facility in order to see my beautiful children. It was a nightmare. I knew this was a lie from the day one. It was never about health, it was about control. And I want to thank Chris Guy because, in my opinion, Chris Guy is the one who empowered Canadians to take the fines at the airport and go home, and that's why we don't have hotel quarantine facilities in Canada. I remember when I was away and, you know, I needed advice on how to come back home. We were in Mexico, okay? Chris Guy was giving out his number to everyone. I called him with my friend Evelyn, and he walked us through the entire process. However, at that time, I don't know if you all remember, they shut down all airports and only had 4 major airports running. So in order for us to come back home, we needed a PCR test that was done by independent journalism and activists and all that good stuff. You can find me on Instagram, independent_journalism_, on Rumble, independent journalism, on Telegram, independent journalism channel, on Twitter, @indie journalism. And I'm gonna be interviewing a brave hero, Dr. Peter McCullough, on Wednesday, who's been speaking out. I've interviewed some of the top doctors, but my heart is with the injured and telling their stories. I just interviewed Dan Hartman, whose son took Pfizer and 33 days after was found dead on his floor. I also interviewed a mom who gave birth to her 38-week stillborn daughter, baby Brooklyn. I've interviewed thousands of the injured, thousands. The people are dying all around us, they're suffering all around us, and we need to get their stories out, and we need to tell the truth, even when our voice shakes.
We are going to prove that this government back in April 2020 did in fact commit an act of economic domestic terrorism on all of our people. Look at Toronto. Our businesses have been shut down left, right, center, and sideways. It's time to open businesses. And I know for a fact out of every single one of those candidates, Chris is the only man who can do it efficiently, effectively, and very, very fast. You know, we spent the last 3 years doing controversial things because we had to gain attention, being censored so badly by the mainstream media, the paid-for mainstream media, the owned by the WEF mainstream media. So we've had to do some controversial things. So there's a lot of opinions out there that exist. But what you are about to see in Chris Guy is the truth, the fact that he is a prodigy. He has been a prodigy since he was 18 years old in business. He is a self-established multi-millionaire, and he does have what it takes to get this stuff done. Everything that he has ever said he was going to accomplish, he has, and he will. So thank you all for being here, and I'm sure he'll speak when he's done making it all official. Thanks, guys.
It's a directional mic, so hold it like that.
What's more important is look at us. Where's all the other mayor candidates' support, right? It's groundswell, and it's very, very important at this point in time, until we really get real effective change in how we're governed. The Great Awakening is happening, but until then, we have to push and push to get freedom, people in places of power. Those freedom values are so important. The more people see it, the more people will join us. But we got to really, really work hard. We really, really got to get freedom people in. The other thing that I admire Chris the most is he's really pushing the City 15. The City 15, digital ID, digital currency. In a flip of a switch, you can go to bed one night and they will turn the switch on. The following morning you wake up, you'll have to have a digital ID, you'll have to use digital currency, and you'll be in a 15-minute city. He went out to Edmonton to show it.
Sky.
Last time was Fifth Avenue.
Look at that love. No other mayor candidate.
So folks, Chris Guy has officially arrived here.
I saw you in Mexico a couple months ago. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. All right. So currently he's shaking hands, hugging, and taking pictures with the fans here, with his supporters.
We can use the church, they said, whenever we want as a campaign headquarters. If another place wants me to use it, I don't want to give away. suits us better. Volunteers more than anything. Us from Wawa, we can get anywhere. The church is good because it's not far from where our house is, where the campaign team's going to be living. The other place is good because I think it might be more central for the rest of the volunteers and a more central location for the rest of the 6 boroughs.
The story about my charges, and for those of you who don't know, they had me on some pretty nasty ones. Assault with deadly weapon on police, threatening to kill poor people like Doug Ford and others. Poor Doug. Sorry, Doug. You know I didn't mean it, and it wasn't true. And of course, dangerous operation of motor vehicle. This was among 60 other charges I faced in the last 3 years, simply trying to stand up for what's right, simply trying to inform the public and educate the public and inspire the public. And just the other day, I was found not guilty. That means I can drive again. I feel like a man again. Yes, it's great. And now they tell me I can't drive because of my campaign. So literally, as soon as I get my license back, they tell me I can't drive again. Wow. It's okay. It's a worthy sacrifice. This entire campaign is a worthy sacrifice. And you guys can help me convince my wife of that, because I've been trying to convince her of that every single day. But I truly believe that this is a worthy sacrifice. And they all looked at him and they said, "You were right." And not only does that validate him, it goes to show that there's a lot of people that bought into the COVID scam, and a lot of people that were blind to government overreach and government corruption before, but they aren't anymore. They do not trust the government, they do not trust the media, and they do not trust the medical establishments, all for very good reason. But you know who they do trust? They trust us, because we've been there, through thick and thin, no matter what, doing the right thing every step of the way. And we're going to continue to do that when we take the reins of this city as mayor. We are going to have the fiscally responsible administration that we have ever seen. The size and scope of government will shrink, and the size and scope of your freedom and financial will increase. There's going to be something for everyone in our government. And when we reshape Toronto in the way it needs to be, we are going to set the example for the rest of Canada and the United States and further to follow us. Because who's going to follow these people? They've been going in the wrong direction for decades, and we see the results. Less freedom, less financial resources, and just more crime. It's the same in virtually every part of Canada. And we're going to stop it here, we're going to change it here, and we're going to start a revolution, first of thought and then of action across the entire world. Turn the ground running hard. And we're going to be having events at places all over the 6 boroughs. We're going to be trying to host town hall meetings where we're not going to give you lip service, but we're going to come there and talk to your community leaders and your community people and find out how we can help you individually. Because it's going to be a different answer for everybody we talk to. And that's what we want to see. We want to see how we can help each individual community in the way they need it most. So we can have a plan ready for when we win this thing. Yeah. And believe me, we're going to win this thing. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. I actually brought a Sharpie today so we could write stuff on the shirts. If anyone did everybody get one? We didn't run out, did we? Did we run out? Thomas, do we have more? Okay, perfect. I thought I brought more than enough. Okay. So anyone that didn't get one, please get one. If you want to grab one from somebody else, you can get it too. Just take whatever you want. We want everybody to know what's going on. We want everybody to know that we are a real candidate. This is a legitimate campaign, and we are going to be the ones to beat. We are going to be the ones to watch, and ultimately, we are going to be the ones to win. Thank you, everybody.
Someone said there was a rumor that they're trying to close it early. Yeah. Which would be really funny if they did try that. Because my appointment, I believe, is exactly at 2:10.
Exactly, right after, right? That's why good thing someone said something.
They did the same with Donald Trump when he was running for president. Yeah. They tried to silence him and keep him from the media, right? So the exact same thing they're doing with Chris Guy, they already did it with Donald Trump. And guess what happened? Donald Trump got elected.
This is true.
So we're going to stay on it. Chris is very vigilant. No one's more on it than he is. So.
Yep, it's exactly like Trump.
Did you say you have an appointment at 2:10 and they're not letting you in right now?
No, not that they're not letting me in. Somebody in the crowd said that they heard that they were trying to close the registrations early today at 2 o'clock rather than the 4:30 they're supposed to, which would obviously cancel my appointment, which is at 2:10 officially. So I just tried to verify with them that that's not the case, and they couldn't verify with me. They said I would have to call Elections Toronto, which is what I'm trying to do right now.
Wow. It's just challenge after challenge, right?
Obviously.
You're always, like during the pandemic, you were bullying your way onto airplanes and past all this bureaucracy.
Well, even when I booked the appointment, it got canceled 3 times to the point where they had to go and put a fake phone number on the appointment to make sure that people wouldn't be able to cancel it.
It's amazing.
When you're the mayor, you're going to have a red phone.
Amazing. You just have a phone, so I won't bother.
Yeah, he's already working.
I'm always working. I'm on the phone 24 hours a day, unfortunately. Even when I sleep.
I know for a fact, because I text you at 3 in the morning, you still get the text. It's here.
We can't get anyone on the phone. We still got an hour before my
Make sure it's on time every day to support it.
My appointment's supposed to be at 2, but then somebody said that they're planning on closing at 2. Because they're supposed to be open until 4:30. And my appointment's officially 2:10. That's what I'm just trying to confirm. I can't get anyone on the phone.
Okay, so why don't we just all go in and sign up for this?
That's what I'm gonna do, guys. Even though my appointment's at 2 o'clock, I'm gonna go in at 1 just to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they don't have anybody else with an appointment at that time, so I'm sure they'll take me. When I talked to a woman, what's her name? I can't remember her name right now. It's not coming to me, but she was really nice. She said that she was the one helping me book it, and when they kept canceling it, she's the one that rebooked it for me and then changed the number to make sure they couldn't do it again.
Okay, good.
She basically told me I can come at any time and they'll honor my appointment.
Awesome.
I'm not gonna make anyone wait till 2 if we're here now and everyone's here. So we'll wait till just before 1. We'll give it another 10-15 minutes, and then my wife and I will head in. I think we got more than enough nominations. I came here with like 23. We needed 25, so I'm sure we got the other 2. But I want to make sure we got like 20 extra ones, because they're gonna be going through with a fine-tooth comb and be like, oh, there's a mistake here. We're gonna disqualify this one, and we're gonna disqualify this one. So yeah, we're gonna make sure we cover all our basics here.
Maybe for anybody who signed the documents, give you a picture of their ID.
I don't want to go that far because I feel that's a little invasive for the people, but I don't think they're gonna try that. And even if they did try that, we have till May 10th to become an official candidate. So if they really did do that, it wouldn't be too hard for me to say, hey, I need everyone to meet me at this Tim Hortons, who's a resident of Toronto, and get 100 nominations in about 3 seconds.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, definitely. Let's go up and...
They're right in
Pardon?
the corner.
I think we should go talk to them.
I already went over there.
They don't have a phone, so they'll let me in.
Hey, Chris. I'm just live right now. Did you want
The home of the EU. May 3rd, I am sitting in Brussels Parliament, and May 4th, they're having me address the nation. So I think it's a worthy cause. So I'm gonna have to leave Toronto for those few days, unfortunately. But
you should be
I think it's
happy where
worthy.
you've come individually.
I am, but I think
From where you started for all of us.
it's not about me. It's about what I can do for everybody else. So I'm not going to be happy until I see the change that I know I can bring.
Amen.
Don't worry,
Thank you,
on your
guys.
way. We'll be going door to door.
I love
Don't
that.
worry.
I love you guys so much.
All right, Chris.
And we got so many more surprises coming in the campaign. I don't want to spoil things, but I guarantee it's going to be unlike any other campaign you've ever experienced in your life. Thank you guys. I love you. 'Cause I love you.
I'm here with Chris Guy. So first of all here, Chris, just tell me your journey from the kind of your name being Shrek under the mad until your day in the court, and also tell me all of the things that you're going to be doing once you get elected as the mayor of this wonderful city of Toronto, especially with the crimes. Now we're seeing spikes in the crime, like people getting assaulted in TTC, etc. The list goes on here. So what's your first priority that you're gonna be putting once you get into office?
Well, that's a lot of questions, so we'll start with the very beginning. Everybody knows I've been fighting this for the last 3 years, fighting against corrupt government, fighting against overreach, fighting against tyranny. And I got arrested 26 times. I was charged over 60 times. The worst of those charges culminated as assault with deadly weapon on police officer, threatening to kill all the premiers in Canada, and dangerous operation of motor vehicle. I was finally acquitted of all charges just a few days ago, just in time for the mayoral campaign. And we just became an official candidate a few minutes ago. And my first priority as mayor would be to go and look at that $16.1 billion budget where we know there's billions of dollars of waste, and save that money first and foremost so we can put it back into the city, back into the most vulnerable communities. With regards to the safety issue on the TTC, I would attack it as a two-pronged approach. There's two reasons why people are attacking. They feel like no one's going to stop them and no one can see them, and they're also in a financial situation where they have to rob somebody for something. So if we address both of those, which we can with security, police, cameras, and as well as making the TTC far more affordable for students, seniors, and people who need to ride it every day, I think you'll see those attacks virtually disappear, and people not only will be happier on the TTC, you'll see ridership increase exponentially over what it is now, which will bring even more revenue to the city in the long run.
So, one last thing here is that, do you think that those cookie cutter candidates have a better platform than yours, or do you think that they cannot beat you and that you will be coming out as the winner in this by-election?
They're going to try to mimic as much of my platform as they can because they know that my platform is going to gain traction with the people because it's the right platform. But there's going to be things that they're not allowed to talk about, which are going to set me apart. Things like the SOGI and the LGBT agenda that's targeting the children in the schools. I'm 100% against that. There will be no all-ages drag shows funded by the Toronto government in my city, for instance. And they're not going to talk about that. They're not going to talk about 15-minute cities, carbon allowances, and all that. So that just shows you that they're not a legitimate candidate. And you can just ask any one of those candidates that were already in government for the last 3 years. What did they do for the people in the last 3 years? Absolutely nothing. They voted to extend lockdowns, they voted to take away your rights and freedoms, and they voted to give themselves pay raises over and over again. And now they're telling you that they want to be in charge of the most powerful city in the world when they had that track record? Give me a break.
So folks, yes, the official Chris Sky nomination event is over, and of course the supporters are still here. Yes, Chris Sky supporters. So Chris Sky went inside the city hall, paid the fees that he needs to pay, and he brought in the forms, yes, the nomination forms. So that tells you that he is officially a candidate, and he is officially running in this mayoral by-election. So just to put it in a simple words here, folks, yes, he officially got his name in the ballot. So once the day of voting comes in, well, you will surely see his name in the ballot. So I also asked him very important questions from crimes. Because the reason I asked him about the crimes here is the crime statistics, I mean the crime alone, is a hot issue these days. You're seeing people getting assaulted in TTC, and of course you're seeing a high rise in crimes. I just sort of thinking here, folks, is that yes, kind of the crime statistics in Vancouver and Toronto are almost the same. So now, well, we're gonna see if Mr. Chris Sky will be, well, taking office, or will he actually be put on second place. But who knows. But one thing we could be sure here, folks, is that yes, Chris Sky is officially on the ballot, while he also talked about the drag shows, pledging that once he becomes mayor, there will be no drug shows for kids. Yes, basically, the drug shows will be limited to adults. Yes, basically 18 years old and up. And he already pledges that there will be no drug crimes or whatever that type of nonsense here in Toronto once he takes office. While also on the other hand here, folks, is that yes, Chris Kyle has said that there will be no drug story time for kids, you know. Those type of days will be over here in Toronto. Once he becomes mayor, he also sort of talk about the budget. Yes, the city's budget. So now, finally here, folks, is that yes, he while also talk about in the interview about the cookie cutter candidates, he stated that they probably gonna be copying his platform, as you know they can't have their own platform, a proper platform here. I think that's what he said. But in any event here, folks, it is only a matter of time before we see the city, the residents here in Toronto, heading to the polls to cast their ballots. Because of course, aside from Chris Kyle, there's two names that I've known that are also running. Anthony Furey, the former columnist at Toronto Sun and a former personnel at True North. Yes, and also Mark Saunders, the former police chief of this city, namely Toronto. But well, surely those are the only names that I've known that are running in this mayoral by-election race, aside from Mr. Chris Kyle, or known for his real name, Christopher Sakosha. For Revolution News, I'm Salem Justin Villamore. Hey there, folks, please support my independent journalism by going to donorbox.org/Revolution Freedom Reports. That's donorbox.org/Revolution Freedom Reports. And of course, if you can kick in a buck or two, that will be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much.